Hello, and welcome back to The Goodness Margin, the place where we find margin for the good things in life. Recently, I was talking to my husband about how it was so funny to me that people will say, "Oh, I know that you just have it all together," or "I know you don't have to worry about that," just assuming that because I share the things on here that I have figured out, that I've got everything figured out. And it was so humorous to me because I obviously know myself better than anyone else and know that to be so untrue. The reality is I created this YouTube channel, my blog post, my Instagram account to share with you the things that I have struggled with in the past. And then I'm telling you, hey, this is what I've decided to do. These are the things that I've worked through, and I want to share that plan with you. So yes, a laundry routine. I have created a laundry routine that works so well, and it has taken those laundry blues away from my life. But there are quite a few other categories in life that I am currently working on that I do not have figured out. I am going to share with you 3 things that I'm currently working on. This is from the beginning. I'm just getting started on really realizing that these things are a problem and that I need to come up with a solution to fix those. So I'm going to share with you the way that you can look at these problems and how you can start to evaluate them. And then I'm going to come back later with another follow-up video and just let you know, honestly, hopefully I will tell you I figured out a system that they're all fixed, the problems are fixed, that things are going really well. But I'm likely going to be sharing with you that, hey, some of this worked and some of it didn't. But before we get started, I would love for you to subscribe to my channel, hit that bell, and you'll be notified when the next video goes live. When we're looking at something that we want to improve in our life, there are 5 simple questions or things that we can look at. First, we want to identify the problem. What is the problem? What is going on that I feel like this is a problem? The second thing is, what's the desired outcome? What do we want to see happen with this? 3 is, where is the choke point? Life is going along and then boom, this is a problem. What is that choke point there? Fourthly, what is my plan of action? What steps do I think I'm going to need to take in order to fix this? And then lastly, what am I going to do today? What is the action step I can take right now that I am going to start to solve this problem? So the 3 things that I'm currently working on that I'm going to be sharing with you are: 1, bedtime. Bedtime with my 8-year-old, it's not going great. And so I am going to be working on that. Secondly is my health. And third is overcommitment. So let's get started on these 3 things, and I'll just walk you through how I'm working through these things. So we're going to look at bedtime. What is the issue? The issue is bedtime. I used to have a better routine for bedtime, especially when she was younger, and then just things have happened and we don't have a great bedtime routine. We end up having tears. She comes back in our room multiple times at night. It's just not a peaceful scenario. I am one of those people that I wake up and typically hit the ground running, but when I'm ready to go to bed, I'm tired. My husband wakes up really early in the morning. He does not need to stay up really late because our children have too much energy. I want to create a better bedtime. So my desired outcome is to have a peaceful, tear-free bedtime routine that works for our family. So for question number 3, what is the choke point? The choke point for me in that is the realization that I'm just too tired to deal with it. It's like the day goes really great, and then all of a sudden, I realize what time it is. We've already cleaned up the kitchen from supper. I've already done whatever I need to do to get ready for the next day. And then the next thing I know, it's way too late. She's up too late. I'm up later than I should be. And then we're kind of starting that process way too late in the day, and it just does not go well. So that's the choke point. Now for a plan of action, I've created what I think is going to be the plan. Obviously, I'm going to get this plan started, and then I'm going to step back and reevaluate it. I know what I need to do is, first of all, create a plan. What is our bedtime plan? What do we need to do? What would work for bedtime on any given day? Our lives are really full and busy. I'm thankful for that. I'm thankful that we have a lot of things going on. But that means that our evenings are not all exactly the same. I cannot create a super complicated bedtime routine. I need to create a simple bedtime routine. But also, my daughter is 8. She's old enough to understand what this routine is. So I want to sit down and look at, okay, what time do we need to get started with this? What time works the best for us? And then also get her involved with that. Probably what I need to do is create some sort of a visual list for her. She can read, but if I add some pictures, that will probably make it a little more fun and creative. And she can help me to be a part of creating a little sign that I can put in her room and say, okay, it's time to get ready for bed. What are the things that we need to get started with? And then the last thing that I know that I need to do, and it's not really the last thing, it's the next thing, I am going to start putting some timers on my phone. I use that reminders app and it helps me to remember each day to take my vitamins. So I'm going to start creating some reminders through the evening of this is where I need to be in the bedtime routine. Eventually, maybe I'll just need to have that reminder for this is when I need to get it started. I am going to, right now, while I'm in the process of trying to create this habit, create these reminders on my phone. And I'll share this with her as well. Hey, when we hear this reminder go off, when we hear this alarm bell go off, we know, okay, it's time to get started in our process. And so for step number 5, that is what I'm going to do today. Today, I am going to start with some reminders on my phone. I am going to create a plan with her. I'm going to sit down with her and say, okay, what do we need to do? And then I'm going to also set those alarms on my phone. We're going to try this for a week. And then we're going to see what worked, what didn't work, and then reevaluate this. This is probably one of those problems that's going to be pretty easy to fix. It's going to be a simple thing to fix. It's just I have to be intentional about it. Unfortunately, I haven't been super intentional. So I'll get back with you and let you know how it goes. Okay, now let's take these 5 steps with my next problem, which is things regarding health. Thankfully, I'm pretty healthy. I don't have any major problems going on. I'm so thankful for that. In the mornings when I'm praying and writing my prayer journal, I regularly thank God for my health. I am so grateful to be in good health, but I'm now in my 40s and some days I just feel really lethargic and I know I should feel better. I really hit that wall around 3 o'clock and I'm super tired. Some nights I'll sleep really great and some nights my sleep is not fantastic. And I know that there are things that I need to do to improve my health. I need to start now. I don't need to wait until I have some health crisis to start that. That's me identifying the issue. Now, what is my desired outcome? Of course, that's to feel better, to feel stronger, to sleep better, to have more energy during the day. So what is the choke point? The choke point for this is I really don't have a plan. I will say, oh, I need to do better about that. And then that's as far as it goes. So that's really what the problem is. There's not one particular thing. It's just, I don't have a plan. I've briefly thought about it, but I haven't created a plan. So for number 4, what is my plan of action? Well, I've been doing a little bit of research and understand that in my 40s, from what I can tell, cardio really isn't the way to go. Before, I would just download some HIIT workouts and hit those workouts, and I would start feeling better and things would be great. But from what I can understand, that's not really at this age and stage in life what I need to be doing. I do know that I probably need to spend more time outside. I need to take some more walks, and I definitely would like to add some weights into my life. I know that lifting weights at this age, even just some small weights, can help me to be stronger, and it's just really beneficial in this stage of life. So my action plan, I'm starting small. Obviously, there are a million things that I could be doing to improve my health. I can think of I need to drink more water, and I need to go to sleep earlier, and I need to which is unfortunately what the problem is sometimes is we say, okay, I have this issue. And so we create this extremely long list of stuff that we want to change. And it's really impossible to make all of those changes. I mean, I guess I could quit my job and not do anything else and just focus on that. But we all know that's not going to happen. That's not reality. What are the steps I can make right now? What are the changes I can make today? Those incremental things that I can move forward with. Thinking about it, and I know for sure that if I will set up a challenge to myself that 4 days a week, I am going to take 15 minutes. And I am going to take those 15 minutes and set those aside and say, okay, I'm definitely going to be doing something beneficial for my health for these 15 minutes 4 days a week. Sure, 7 days is ideal. 6 days is ideal. But right now, I'm going to say 4 days a week. I am either going to do some weights for that 15 minutes or I'm going to take a walk. Now, that may not seem like a big deal to you, especially if you're somebody that wakes up at 5 o'clock in the morning and goes to the gym and has a 1-hour workout. That's fantastic. But I'm sharing with you a realistic plan of what I want to do, what I'm going to do to better my health personally. And hopefully I will report back to you that I have knocked this challenge out of the park, and then I'm going to move on to some other things that I'd like to do. But don't forget, when you're looking at a problem, when you're analyzing a situation, what do they say? Rome wasn't built in a day. You're not going to fix the entire problems of your life in one day. So we need to decide what are the little steps that we can do, what is actually attainable, what's something I really can do. With this challenge, I know that I've started almost every year thinking I'm going to start a new workout plan, and that hasn't really happened. It hasn't been sustainable. At least in the last 5 to 10 years, I haven't had something like that I've done on a consistent basis. I am taking it a baby step at a time, and this is what I'm going to do. And now this last one is the category of overcommitment. When my husband and I were talking about this and he suggested the idea for this video, I was like, okay, well, actually, I was kind of thinking about 2 things that I really need to start working on. So this would be a great opportunity. And I said, what do you think my third one would be? And he's like, oh no, I do not want to step into that. Don't even. I was like, okay, I'm not going to be upset. Just tell me what you think it would be. And when he said overcommitment, I sort of, oh, that's a big one that I really don't want to deal with, but I know that it's something that I need to deal with because let's go through the steps. So if we look at number 1, I know that there are definitely different seasons of life where I have way too much on my plate, and probably it's my own fault. So my desired outcome would be that I don't have too much on my plate, that I'm doing the things that I love and that I'm passionate about and that I know that I'm supposed to be doing. Where is the choke point? The choke point is that I want to help. I happen to be one of those personalities that I look at situations and I start to think of ideas. Oh my goodness, this is something that you could do. A friend of mine was sharing with me that it's the difference between a therapist and a coach. I'm not a therapist, but I actually am a coach. People pay me to sit down with them and we go through things in their life and I coach them along. If you're interested in hiring me for that, I'll add a link below where you can contact me about that. I love coaching people along, but it's not my responsibility to coach everyone. It's not my responsibility to step into situations that maybe I haven't been invited into or to step into situations that I have been invited into. I don't have to say yes to everything. So that's the choke point, is that I have ideas. I see things that maybe need to happen to make situations better, but sometimes I don't need to say yes. So as far as a plan of action for this, I am still really working through this. I'm not completely sure what this looks like, but I do know that the action that I'm going to take right now is I am going to not say yes immediately. It's going to be hard, but this is a promise I am making to myself. Instead, I'm going to say, when would you like for me to get back with you with a response? I need to pray about this. I need to talk with my husband. I need to look at my calendar. I need to decide if this is something I should or should not be doing, that I can or cannot do. Give me a minute. Even if it's something that in my brain, I'm like, yes, I want to do this immediately, hands down. Let me say yes. I am going to challenge myself to, even in those times, to step back and say, give me a few days, or you need to know within the next 2 weeks. Great. I'll set a reminder on my phone and I will be certain to get back with you in that time period. And it will give me time to come home, to look at my calendar, to look at my schedule, and to really evaluate, I'd like to say yes to this, but during this season, it's really busy. There's a lot going on, and this would not be the best use of my time. You could probably find someone else who could commit more of their time to this than I can commit right now. Will I still say yes to things? Absolutely. I'm involved in so many things that I love to be involved in. I love helping other people. I love doing that. But by taking this time to step away and to make my decision, will I make better decisions? Absolutely. I really think that this is going to be helpful. I'm looking forward to reporting back to you on how these 3 things are happening. I'll report back to you in a month or 2 and let you know what's going on with the 3 things that I'm working on. Before you go, I want to share something really important with you. Every video that I have, I believe I have a cup of coffee sitting in front of me. If you followed me for any length of time, you know that I love coffee and I'm serious about coffee. I have really great news. We have found an amazing coffee roaster, Testament Coffee Roasters. I would not share anything with you unless it's something that I personally purchase and I personally love. And that is this coffee coffee company. In fact, we started out buying the small bags and now we buy the 5-pound bags of coffee because we love this coffee so much. It's delicious. Their customer service is amazing. The coffee is roasted fresh right before you purchase it. If you have never tried freshly roasted beans and all you've tried are the beans that you buy at the grocery store, you are going to be amazed at the difference. I thought it wasn't really a big deal. My husband got on board first and I'm like, oh, it doesn't make that big of a difference. After using these coffee beans, I tried some of the beans from the grocery store and they were awful. I was amazed at what a difference that these fresh beans were. The good news is they are offering you, as a viewer of this channel, they're offering you 20% off your purchase. I will put a link below in the comments where you can get 20% off. Their coffee beans aren't expensive to start with, and now you're saving an extra 20% off. You want to do yourself a favor and you want to check out Testament Coffee Roasters.